Hello, my name is Tiffany Farley, and I'm from Michigan. I had the pleasure of evaluating the Joyful Life Counseling and Coaching Informed Consent in comparison and contrast with the American Counseling Association Code of Ethics recommendation, specifically Section 2A on the counseling relationship, in conjunction with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services State Board rules and regulations. The Joyful Life Informed Consent started off by providing information about experience and qualifications, specifically working with men, women, couples, and families in Georgia. Immediately following that, it covered the confidentiality rights to the patient as well as the counselor. It gave a broad statement on the HIPAA Act, which I think could be a little bit difficult for someone to understand who isn't necessarily familiar with the legal aspects of confidentiality. But it also covers some pretty interesting information. One that I noted particularly was in working with couples and families. It says, I will not be a secret keeper, nor will I facilitate secret keeping. Fair enough, easy for just about anyone to understand. It was the follow-up behind the suggestions for handling this situation that raised some concern for me. It says, if we are unable to bring the secret to the light, we will have to terminate the therapeutic relationship and I will refer you to another therapist. Now, this was only after saying that she would bring the two parties in and the secret keeper would have to reveal this information to the other person. But there was no other alternatives discussed or explored for maybe helping a person reveal this secret to another person. It just kind of says if we're unable to after that point, then I'm just going to kind of ship you off to the next person. So that could be something that kind of turns a person away in the beginning. Immediately following that, we have the counseling fees. There wasn't really a need for them to disclose information about non-payment simply because they require their fees be paid upfront before the counseling session. They don't accept insurance. However, they will provide necessary information for the insurance companies to reimburse their clients if necessary. They do discuss the roles of technology in their counseling group, more specifically telephone calls and emails, what those will entail, and the information that may or may not be disclosed on there. The nature of counseling in this informed consent actually talks about the adverse risks involved. It does say, please know that it is impossible to guarantee any specific results regarding your counseling goals for the counseling process. However, together we can work to achieve the best possible results for you. So I thought that this was very straightforward, kind of broad for somebody that's getting ready to make this type of informed decision. I noticed that there weren't necessarily any detailed explanation of techniques that are used, which I think is important for somebody trying to decide if this might be a good fit for them. On the administrative policy facilities for the state of Michigan, with regards to knowledge of techniques and things like that, it states the standard governing required disclosure by a person obtaining informed consent is what a reasonable patient needs to know in order to make an informed decision. So therefore, I think techniques are very important in order for someone to be able to make those types of decisions. Another thing that I did note was that there was no information provided if anything should happen to the counselor, death or anything like that, and how they would carry out the counseling relationship or referral at that point. This particular informed consent did provide like the counseling assessment sheet, which allows the therapist to get to know a patient a little bit before they came in after signing, I guess. So overall, I think that there's some information that they may need to look over and maybe even just include a little more detail to make somebody comfortable enough to make an informed type of decision. But that's what I have. I hope you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to what you have to say and catching up. Thank you.